Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to 50 States of Gay. Today I am in Lincoln, Nebraska, joined with people who probably don't need introductions, but I'll let them do it anyway.
I'm Michael.
And my name's Matt.
Michael had to go first, of course.
Of course.
Michael had to do the clap before we started to sync up everything.
I'm Michael.
I'm Michael.
Just like that.
So, Matthew and Michael were nice enough when I kind of ran out of options for Nebraska and settled for them to let us sleep on their couch and interview for
We were
50
helping
States.
you find someone for Nebraska, and we failed on
Yeah.
our job. So here we are.
So here we are. And we're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't have any questions written down, so we're going to see what happens throughout this.
Just go for it.
Wing
Wing
Super
it.
excited.
So where are you both from? Are you both from Nebraska? Yes, no?
Neither of us are from Nebraska.
I'm from South Dakota.
And I'm from Oregon.
So how did two boys from the north end up in Nebraska?
I moved here for school. Like, I did undergrad here, and then I'm doing dental school here, too.
I totally moved here for a boy.
And that boy's me.
Yeah, these boys. So how long have you been dating?
2 years.
Almost 2 years. Yeah, we're like a week short of 2 years.
Okay.
And you're missing the anniversary.
Because he's
Because
shooting a
I have to
wedding.
shoot a wedding, but I'm celebrating love anyway. So it's fine. It's not our love.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's someone else's love. It's fine. Just as good. Anyone's love is great.
I'm just
No,
gonna
we're
be
gonna
chilling by myself.
We're gonna do great things.
You want me to come
for-
down and spend your anniversary with
Yes.
you?
Oh,
Okay,
God.
great. Bye.
We're gonna do great things, just not on our anniversary. It's gonna be like an after anniversary special.
Coming to you on Lifetime.
Well, that's from a logo style episode, Logo TV. Alright, so what has been the big difference between being LGBT here in Nebraska versus where you guys grew up?
For me, it's probably pretty similar. I'm only from like 4.5 hours north. But Lincoln itself, I think, is a little easier because it's a college town. It's a little bigger. People are like sort of don't expect it, but they're not as like caught off guard if you're like an LGBT person. So, but up in South Dakota, like I feel a little bit more reserved, maybe, just because everything's smaller. Like
Yeah,
the biggest
right.
city is 160,000. Like we're small, so. Down here, it's like a little bit easier, but it's similar, I would say.
Yeah. For me, it's opposite on the moving.
Yeah.
Because I moved from Seattle, which is a huge city in the Northwest, and like there, everything is, like very liberal.
Everyone's just naked,
Yes!
running through the
Open.
streets.
There are no rules.
There's no rules.
The last time I was there was during Pride, so yes, it was like that. But here in Nebraska, it's a little bit different. Like, we don't hold hands publicly going down the street. Like, we don't do those kinds of things. And I think it's because, like, the community is a little bit smaller and just, like, it's a little bit closer to the South. So, I mean, I do run into people at times where I'm not sure what their views are on homosexuality, LGBTQ stuff. So, it's a little bit, it's kind of like borderline where you're like, I don't know if you're going to be okay with me, and
Right.
I find myself kind of on my guard sometimes.
Well, and you didn't come out until you moved down here, right?
No, I came out a year before we met,
Yeah.
which was 2015.
Okay, so you had a little bit of experience being out in Seattle.
Yeah.
So-
Totally.
So what's the future hold for Matthew and Michael? What's the plan for together and also separately?
Puppies.
What was the kind of puppy? A teacup Pomeranian?
Yes, exactly.
It's gonna literally fit in this coffee cup
Hey,
down here.
That's the idea. He
Yeah.
wants to hold it in his
It's
hands.
just like a little tiny.
And if you have a dog to send us, you can hold in your hand.
Poke
Send
holes in
You
the
will
box.
take it.
Poke holes in the
Our
box.
P.O. box.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Can you send
Don't do
dogs to
that.
the mail?
No.
I swear, if you guys
Yeah, you
open
can.
your P.O. box and find a puppy
You
now,
can
I'm
ship
sorry.
puppies.
Legally?
Yeah. No, they just has to go like.
I'm sure if it's like
it's
hand
expensive.
delivered.
Well, it's expensive. But you
Okay,
can
we're
do
talking about dogs now. Let's move on.
50 States of Puppies!
it. 50 states of puppies.
Yes.
50 puppies.
God, that's beautiful.
It's just two gay boys and their puppy.
That's all I
That's-
want in life.
So when's the wedding? We've
I
already
know.
So when's the wedding? Let's move on for puppies.
Didn't we discuss this last night?
We did, but they didn't get to hear the fun details.
Oh boy.
The wedding's at
Well, somebody wants to
minimum
wait
2
until
years.
we
Minimum.
have to have jobs and stability and blah, blah, blah.
What comes first, the puppy or the marriage?
The puppy.
The puppy.
Definitely the puppy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe. Yeah.
You expect me to go 2 years without a puppy, without being married?
So what I'm getting is people want to speed up this marriage and this wedding. They just need to send a puppy sooner than later.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
So what's it been like for you guys then, being fairly well-known YouTubers and in the LGBT community? Have you had a learning curve to like become kind of activists in your own right?
Oh, yes, I guess.
Do you feel like you are, or do you feel like you're just putting yourself on YouTube?
Sometimes I feel like I'm just kind of like a repetition of something that's already there, and I think that that's like a bad idea to have. Like, I think everyone should just like kind of do their own thing and just like, if they want to be an activist, and even if it's like similar to what other people are doing, like the more people that are doing it, the more helpful it is. So I think I need to like revamp how I think about my stance, I guess. But yeah, I think it's been a learning curve, but it's been really fun, like interacting with people and like getting emails from people that said something that I did help them, or like just watching us helps them. So that's been cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like when I first started doing more LGBTQ oriented videos, it started out with like, I did feel like there was a group of people that weren't being spoken to online, and I felt like I came from a place where I could speak to that group of people where we had similar circumstances and similar backgrounds and experiences. But then, there's like a little bit of sensationalism on YouTube around the LGBTQ community, and trying to like make it all about sex or all about like crazy stuff to get views. And I kind of felt like I wanted to battle that a little bit with kind of like just speaking my own mind and speaking about topics that were really pertinent to me, and that I felt like were pertinent to other people and not just about sex. So that's what I want to like speak into. And then at some point in doing my YouTube stuff, everything just changes and it kind of like morphs into this own thing. And so I feel like I had gotten away from that a little bit and not totally speaking just from what is on my mind, but more like trying to just be topical, So I would love to go back to that kind of like speaking of my own experiences.
Well, I do feel like you guys have done that at least enough, because you've become one of the established YouTube couples. People like
we're established.
You're like together. Like when you get one, you get the other.
Yeah.
So, all right, last
Twofer.
twofer. Can I be a threefer? Can I like join this? Okay, great. It's a threefer. Yeah, they're mom and dad. Comment below which one you think is mom and which one you think is dad.
Oh, don't do that.
All right, so the last thing
We're
then.
both dad.
That's true.
We're dad and dad.
Exactly.
Dad and daddy?
Yes.
Dad and daddy.
I think
Every kid deserves two dads.
they really do, though.
Or two moms.
Or two moms.
Get it trending.
But if you need two dads, like, I volunteer as one. I'll be like a fill-in out
Tribute.
there. What, did you do this? That's not the, oh, okay. I was like,
Is this?
yeah, it's this.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Josh, if you're watching.
You might have
out
seen
there.
it from the side.
All right, so last question then. What advice would you give to someone who's worried they won't find love?
I think this is important though, because so many people are like so focused on it, and like I've got so many
Finding
people
that
that are
person.
like, how do I find a boyfriend? Like no one's gonna like me, blah blah blah. Like I did not think that I was gonna meet someone on YouTube and they're gonna move halfway across the country. Like you have no idea how it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I can't tell you to like not think about it or like not worry about it, but I don't think you should. Like you have no idea like what's gonna happen in the next month or the next year, and you're gonna run into people, and you're gonna meet people, and you're gonna know people who know other people, and I think it just all comes in time. Like I think this all came in good time, so I don't know. That's what I would say. It's just like everything's it will happen as long as you're persistent, I guess.
It's very wise. Very wise.
That's why you chose them, right?
Yeah. Very well thought out. It's great.
Same. Ditto.
Yeah, ditto. My advice on that, I was just gonna say that it's like it will come when you least expect it.
That's true.
And I mean, nobody needs another person to really complete them. You are an amazing person on your own, and you should like develop yourself in that way and look at life in that way, that you are your own person no matter what. Like Michael and I are dating and we're together and we're in love, but we kind of like live our lives in tandem with each other. We're not like this one piece, but we are like two separate individuals working together and like making our lives better.
Two cogs in a machine.
Yeah,
help each
yeah,
other.
I think it's
exactly.
also important to like know who you are, right?
Yeah,
so
totally.
like we didn't start dating until I was like 24, right? I was like relatively established, but like even then you're still kind of like figuring out the ins and outs of like who you are, like what bothers you, like what you like, kind of. I mean, just like different things like that, right?
And I was
So-
22, still figuring
So
it out.
I mean, if you're like, yeah, exactly. So like, if you're like 14 or 15 or 16,
Please don't stress about it.
You know what I
14.
mean? Like,
yes,
yeah.
please.
just like find yourself a little
No,
bit,
14,
like, learn
15,
who you
16,
are.
teenage, like, even in college, I wish I had been so much more willing to date around and, like, be able to go on dates with people. Because I feel like I really limited myself. Because I'm like, no, I don't want to go on dates with a whole bunch of people because I'm, like, holding out for the one person who I'm going to, like, be in love with and spend the rest of my life with. And it's kind of like, no, it's kind of fun to, like, date around and to meet other people. You know?
Yeah, just don't marry the person you meet at like 15. I'd be married to a woman. Like,
Yeah.
Same.
all right. Well, on that note, thank you to Matthew and Michael for joining me here today in Lincoln, Nebraska, and thank you to you guys for watching. Make sure you click subscribe below on my videos, and make sure you follow them on all social media in the description below. Thank you again for watching, and make sure you make the world a better place with everything you do.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.